let's look at huge takeaways from WWE Clash at the Castle, Scotland, like why Solo Sikoa is coming for Cody Rhodes, a massive hint at Triple H's real plans reflected on CM Punk, and what's next on WWE RAW after Clash at the Castle. Is Finn Balor coming for Damian Priest now? Let's dive right in. Huge takeaways from WWE Clash at the Castle, Scotland. WWE Clash at the Castle, Scotland is in the history books. A night of fine in-ring action and good storytelling, the premium live event delivered on many parameters. Cody Rhodes prevailed over AJ Styles in an I Quit match to retain the undisputed WWE Championship. New women's tag team champions were crowned as the Unholy Union won the triple threat tag match. Bayley had a memorable birthday as she thwarted the challenge of Piper Niven. CM Punk also flew across the Atlantic Ocean just to cost Drew McIntyre the World Heavyweight Championship in front of a red-hot home crowd. On that note, let's delve into 4 key takeaways from Clash at the Castle, Scotland. Number 1. Solo Sikoa is coming for Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes' undisputed WWE Championship victory celebration quickly went awry as Solo Sikoa appeared on stage to end the party. Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa jumped the champion as a typical 3-on-1 bloodline assault ensued. Fortunately, Rhodes received much-needed help from Kevin Owens and Randy Orton, 2 good friends. The babyface trio forced the bloodline into retreat, but the message was clear. The current tribal chief, Solo Sikoa, has put a target on Rhodes' back at Clash at the Castle. Unfortunately, he couldn't foresee Owens and Orton's involvement, which nullified any advantage he had over the American Nightmare. Nevertheless, it seems as if Rhodes will reignite his feud with the Bloodline, minus Roman Reigns, The Rock, and Jimmy Uso. Number 2. AJ Styles can go as a heel. This one is something many fans already knew, but was solidified last night in Scotland. AJ Styles is one of the most gifted and revered pro wrestlers of his generation, with an unparalleled legacy. Styles' in-ring work and story make him an inspiration. Add his charisma to the picture, and the phenomenal one comes across as a natural babyface. However, as he showed at Clash at the Castle, the former WWE champion can go as a heel. The veteran has reverted to the dark side quite a few times, but he has only gotten better with time. Scotland heavily booed Styles out of the building, which was enough of an indication that he was excelling. Furthermore, targeting Mama Rhodes at ringside was a stroke of creative genius, giving the saga a touch of the well-received Cody Rock angle at WrestleMania XL. Using handcuffs and gloating all over ringside were other effective strategies deployed by Styles. It is difficult to boo someone so respected and talented at the tail end of his career, but Styles is giving the fans a reason to despise him, as was evident at Clash at the Castle. Number 3. Otis will be the breakout star of the Alpha Academy. Speaking of heels, Chad Gable has been receiving stronger negative reactions with each passing week. Gable has been obsessed with winning the Intercontinental Championship. The obsession not only led to him turning on the fans and longtime friend, Sami Zayn, but it is Gable's despicable treatment of Otis that has seriously upset fans. On the contrary, the number 1 guy of the Alpha Academy has earned the respect and love of the fan base. Clash at the Castle showed just how far Otis had come from his heavy machinery days. The commentators referred to Stockholm Syndrome, but hardcore wrestling fans call it stellar character development. Otis showed a conflicted personality throughout the match. He wanted to help his desperate master, Gable, but his docility didn't allow him to take unfair advantage. The confusion, however, disappeared when Gable inadvertently knocked out Maxine Dupree. A chivalrous Otis left his master alone to fend for himself, while he carried Dupree backstage. The character growth he showed in the segment was commendable, and given the praise being showered upon him, he will likely be the breakout star of the Alpha Academy. Number 4. After his loss at Clash at the Castle, Drew McIntyre may never win the big one. Drew McIntyre had everything in place. He was set to compete for WWE RAW's top championship in his hometown. The Judgment Day was barred from ringside, and the live crowd gave him a strong psychological advantage. However, McIntyre couldn't anticipate CM Punk's involvement. The referee was knocked out at a crucial juncture of the main event, and the Scottish Warrior nearly decapitated Damian Priest with the Claymore. A new referee ran to the ring and counted to 2 before stopping the count to stare a hole through McIntyre. The camera cut to show CM Punk dressed in a white shirt with black stripes, which he had borrowed from Jessica Carr before the run-in. The straight-edge superstar then low-blowed McIntyre, allowing Priest to take advantage and retain hit title. This was the Scottish Warrior's moment, and he squandered another opportunity, again at Clash at the Castle. a massive hint at Triple H's real plans, reflected on why CM Punk cost Drew McIntyre his title match at Clash at the Castle. WWE Clash at the Castle, Scotland, ended on a jaw-dropping note after Drew McIntyre failed to beat Damian Priest for the World Heavyweight Championship in the main event, thanks to CM Punk. The Scottish Warrior saw his recent digs at CM Punk come back to haunt him as the best in the world made a costly interference disguised as a match official. The latter spoiled one of the biggest moments of McIntyre's career and displayed no signs of remorse. Here we look at 5 reasons why CM Punk returned at WWE Clash at the Castle to stop Drew McIntyre from winning the World Heavyweight Championship. Number 1. Long-term booking shines at Clash at the Castle. One of the most welcomed changes in the Triple H era has seen the creative team stress multiple long-term storylines. Drew McIntyre has been frustrated with CM Punk since the latter returned at Survivor Series last year. The Scottish Warrior's continued shots at the best in the world have cost him big wins in the past. Not only did CM Punk help end McIntyre's World Championship reign, but he also prevented the latter from getting close to the title. Although Punk has not yet returned from his injury, McIntyre desperately waits for him to get back on Raw. It will be interesting to see what the Scotsman does next in response to CM Punk's actions on Clash at the Castle. Number 2. Protect Drew McIntyre in loss at Clash at the Castle. Drew McIntyre had the opportunity to get his hands back on the World Championship in front of his home crowd and script a fairy tale victory. The Scottish Warrior was within inches from an unforgettable triumph, but WWE had other plans. If it wasn't going to be the Judgment Day, involving CM Punk was the best decision. Punk's interference at Clash at the Castle was justified after McIntyre spent weeks taunting the best in the world. Drew McIntyre's loss in Glasgow, Scotland, was bound to draw the ire of fans in the live audience. However, having CM Punk cost McIntyre, due to their history, worked wonders in protecting the Scottish Warrior despite his latest loss. It would also give the latter another valid reason to blame his defeat on someone else, a crucial part of his current heel gimmick and probably one of the biggest reasons why the former champion lost tonight at Clash at the Castle. Number 3. Triple H's master plan for Damian Priest. Damian Priest won the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania XL after successfully cashing in his Money in the Bank contract. There were several speculations over how he would be presented as a champion on Raw. It is safe to say that Triple H has taken care of building the top title holder as a dominant threat to the Red brand. The Archer of Infamy wouldn't have lost much credibility if he lost his title at Clash at the Castle. However, retaining the gold will now allow him to look at other challengers on WWE RAW, giving the creative team a chance to create more compelling feuds to elevate Priest's championship reign. Number 4. Huge breakup on WWE RAW after Clash at the Castle. Speaking of potential feuds for Damian Priest on WWE RAW, following Clash at the Castle, CM Punk's interference highlighted the champion's weakness during the match. The Archer of Infamy had his shoulders pinned to the mat for more than 10 seconds and only ended up being saved by the match official's absence. This allowed CM Punk to interfere and turn the tide against Drew McIntyre with a low blow. Ironically, the champion has previously said he doesn't need anyone to help him in his championship matches, often as a shot at the rest of the Judgment Day. The growing tension in the heel stable has been evident for a long time. Additionally, Dominic Mysterio and Finn Balor's interactions with Liv Morgan have raised suspicions over the Judgment Day's potential secret plans. Thus, Triple H could have decided upon the CM Punk angle to save the title from changing hands at Clash at the Castle. The game is perhaps planning an epic betrayal angle featuring Damian Priest and the Judgment Day. This storyline may finally give fans the much-awaited championship rivalry between Damian Priest and Finn Balor on WWE RAW. Number 5. All eyes on Money in the Bank. Over the last couple of weeks, WWE has actively advertised Jey Uso as the biggest contender for Money in the Bank on Raw. However, CM Punk's latest actions, which influenced the result of the World Heavyweight Championship match at Clash at the Castle, have now opened the discussion for the top favorite once again. Drew McIntyre now has the clear motivation to go after the Money in the Bank briefcase, as it would be his best chance to get another title match. However, the championship resting with Damian Priest also created an exciting possibility if Finn Balor wins the MITB contract, adding more to the brewing tension in the Judgment Day. What's next on WWE RAW after Clash at the Castle? Clash at the Castle, Scotland is officially in the history books, and all eyes are now set on WWE RAW this week. The Red Brand's first episode after the recently concluded Premium Live event could see the beginning of some of the most compelling championship rivalries. Triple H will use the upcoming episode of WWE RAW to establish favorites for the next Money in the Bank winners while setting the storylines in motion for SummerSlam. Fans could see a few superstars undergo character changes or shocking betrayals, while others will pick their stories from where it was left. Here, we look at the 4 biggest feuds that can start on WWE RAW after Clash at the Castle. Number 1. Damian Priest vs. Gunther ahead of WWE SummerSlam. Gunther won the WWE King of the Ring tournament after defeating Randy Orton in a controversial finale. The Viper's shoulders weren't pinned onto the mat, raising questions over the legitimacy of Gunther's victory. Nevertheless, the ring general now has a title shot at SummerSlam, and his eyes are set on the World Heavyweight Championship. Gunther previously addressed Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest ahead of their match at Clash at the Castle. The Imperium leader announced his intentions to go after the winner of Priest versus McIntyre. Now that the Archer of Infamy has successfully retained his gold, his potential rivalry with Gunther would arguably be the biggest feud on WWE RAW after Clash at the Castle. Number 2. Damian Priest versus Finn Balor for the World Heavyweight Championship. Damian Priest and Gunther will undoubtedly deliver a compelling championship feud on WWE RAW. However, the creative team may have other plans for the Archer of Infamy. Priest has taken over as leader of the Judgment Day in Rhea Ripley's absence, during which time he has had his fair share of problems with the heel faction. He may have crossed a line or two while reacting to other members' losses in the past. Additionally, Priest has repeatedly said he doesn't need anyone to help him with his championship reign. This could run Finn Balor and company the wrong way, especially now since Priest would have lost his World Heavyweight Championship at Clash at the Castle if not for CM Punk's calculated interference. Most recently, Dominic Mysterio's accidental interactions with Liv Morgan on WWE RAW and the Women's World Champion's potential secret rendezvous with Finn Balor have raised questions over the future of the Judgment Day. If the group turns on Damian Priest, fans will likely see the Archer of Infamy engage in a brutal title feud with Finn Balor. Number 3. Otis revolts against Chad Gable on WWE RAW. Chad Gable challenged Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental Championship at Clash at the Castle, where he had hoped that Otis would help him win the title. However, Maxine Dupree was accidentally hurt during the match, which led to Otis choosing her over Gable, much to the fury of the Alpha Academy leader. Zayn eventually beat Gable to retain his title, and the challenger stood inside the ring staring at the ramp. Gable has left no stone unturned in humiliating Otis, Dupree, and Akira Tozawa on WWE RAW over the last few weeks. Despite his resistance to agreeing with Chad Gable's new methods, Otis has remained loyal to his friend for so long. However, he did show signs of rebellion and outright refused to help his faction leader at the recent title match. If Gable decides to slap Otis again on television, fans may see the latter finally snap back. This feud could help establish Otis as a top babyface, while drawing nuclear heat toward Chad Gable. Number 4. The Awesome Truth's former challengers turn heel. If Otis turns on Chad Gable on WWE RAW, he may be expelled from the Alpha Academy. Gable could replace the group's current members with Creed brothers, in whom he has shown interest in the past. This would allow the tag team and potentially Ivy Nile to turn heel to kickstart an exciting new run on the WWE main roster. The Creed brothers previously challenged for the World Tag Team Championships, but couldn't dethrone the then champions, Finn Balor and Damian Priest. Joining the Alpha Academy would allow them to return to the title picture as ruthless heels. They may eventually enter a massive feud with The Miz and R-Truth for the Tag Team Championships on Monday Night Raw, which could give them their first championship reigns on the Red brand.